Hey everyone, good afternoon. It is January 6th, 7th or something like that. And I went hiking on the Pinhoti Trail over Thanksgiving week. So I'll be doing a hike at a local park where I live in Tennessee. I've done it before. I don't think I posted a video. I meant to, but I just didn't. But I'm gonna be going over some of the gear that I've done. So I'll be doing, like, I think it'll probably end up being the 6 or 8 mile loop. So the sun's still setting pretty early, around 4:45, and it's really gloomy out. So it might be a little bit earlier because of that. So we're just gonna keep it on a short hike, and I'll film what I film. But yeah, I'll just be doing an overview of what I brought on the Pinhoti. It won't be everything that I have in my bag, just because I'm not going to pack 5 days of food for a 1 day hike. This is a new sign. It's very nice. So if you made it this far into the video, congratulations. This park is called Beeman. I don't really care. There's like 30 people that watches my videos, so I think I have a very low chance of, oh my god, being stalked. If you're someone who does this, stop. Just because the poop is in a bag does not mean you're doing any good because you left it out here. You might as well just kick some leaves over your dog's poop, call it a day, or pack your poop out. Not cool, guys. Still trash. Hey guys, so this is actually round 2 of me talking about my gear. It's all laid out for you. I thought I hit play or record and I did not, so that's my fault. So the first piece of gear I'm going to talk to you about, since I'm going to be sitting on it, is this Gossamer Gear thin pad. It's just like a 1/8 or 3/8 inch pad. I just like to sit on it when I'm taking breaks throughout the day, when I take my pack off, and then put it underneath my sleeping pad to just kind of make me feel better about preventing holes or any of that stuff. All right. So, where do I want to begin? I guess we'll talk sleep gear first. I can just shove it in my bag as I go along here, but I brought my Climate pump sack. I just put my sleeping quilt in here, and that just gets stored in my bag. It helps compress a little bit. My sleeping quilt is a 20-degree hammock gear. I think it's a burrow is what it is, but I like it. I think it kept me warmer, pretty warm. I had a really cold night on the Pinhoti Trail where I think if I had a warmer bag, I would have been a lot more comfortable. But yeah, it's just a hammock gear, 20-degree burrow is all it is. It's very comfortable and warm, and it's a really good size for me because it's more for my size instead of the one that I had before, which was quite big, but I like it. I also carried some down booties. These are fakes, but they work really well. They're only $25 or so off Amazon, 2.6 ounces. It's this brand. But they work great for me because my feet get cold. For the shirt that I wore hiking most of the time was this Sweaty Betty compression shirt. it's nice, but I think I would have been a little bit more comfortable if I had a short sleeve or a tank top under the shirt when I was hiking. So there was a time I got really warm, a couple times I got really warm in the shirt, but I didn't have anything under it, but it wasn't quite warm enough to just take it off, except for one of the days. But it's a good shirt when it's like really cold out. However, if it's warmer and you have a couple days, just bring something you can take off because it's a little bit too warm, but it worked for what I needed it to work for. I had an extra pair of Darn Tough socks. These just pretty typical. I hiked in these Ingenji socks, the toe socks, and then I wore the Ultra Olympus Force. I also had a fleece buff that I would wear at night if it got really cold. I would just pull it up over my nose and then start out maybe in the morning hiking with this, and if it got too warm I'd just take it off. I had this nice bright orange hat for sleeping in to put over my head, because if you wear your headband all day and then go to sleep in it, you're probably going to get some forehead acne. My mid-weight base layer is this North Face. I didn't really wear this too often, except if it was like really cold when I was out hiking or towards the end of the day setting up camp or whatever. But it's just a North Face fleece lined coat or hoodie. Just got a hood, quarter zip, kangaroo pockets, nice pretty blue. It's kind of it for worn weight for now. I also had a compression sleeve, good old trusty shin compression sleeve. I brought some Gold Bond with me. The Good Feet store hard insoles. These are great because they're expensive, but you never have to buy them again, essentially. For rain gear, I did bring, this is by Etowah Gear Company. It's a rain pack cover, mesh bag, just in case for mushrooms. This is my Columbia Titanium out-dry coat. I would like to get the new version at some point. Marmot rain pants. I brought these because it was going to be pretty cold that week. Otherwise probably would have ditched them, but it was good to have just in case for extra insulation. And if it did rain, I'd rather have rain pants on than no rain pants on. Even though I'd probably still be sweating, I'd rather protect my clothes from the cold rain than my body's warmer sweat. And like I said, just for extra insulation if it's really cold at night as well. I also carried regular mittens and then, or gloves, and then rain pack cover, or not rain pack, rain mitten cover gloves. But honestly, just buy some dishwashing gloves. These suck. I just had them because I paid $50 for them last February. For, I guess, similar as this is a patella knee brace, just in case my knees were starting to hurt or anything like that. An additional piece of sleep gear, I had my Climate sleeping pad. It's supposed to be a 4.2 or so R value. Trusty pad. I also had a pillow. Spoke about this before when I wasn't recording, but it was good to have and to kind of try out again, because I think somewhere along the AT I liked having something under my head. But I think for me the sweet spot is about halfway to 2/3 full, and then letting a little bit of air out of my sleeping pad as well makes it more comfortable for me. Let's see, for water I just carried my Sawyer squeeze, and then to catch water I had a CNOC bag, and I just filtered it into a Smart Water 1 liter bottle. What else? I carried hand lotion with me, hand soap, and for more clothing I had Helly Hansen leggings. These were, I don't really think I wore these at any point in time besides when I got to Cave Spring, and just needed something to wear. And then also these merino wool leggings. I would say though, The leggings I'm wearing right now are by Avalanche, and I'll stand up and show you them later. But I bought their fleece line leggings, and I would say buy the Avalanche fleece line leggings. They're 20 bucks from Sierra.com. And these usually run for about 50 to 60 bucks. But I felt so warm wearing my leggings all day yesterday at work, and later on when I went on a jog than I did probably ever in these. And they're a hell of a lot cheaper. So I'd recommend getting the other leggings instead of something typical that people just buy because it's a popular buy. I also carried a Land Equipment puffy on me and slept in it at night. I just don't have that on me right now. I did carry my tent on me as well. So I never actually set it up because I just got to a shelter every night, and then the inn in Cave Spring. But this is just my Dan Durston Xmid one-person tent, the first version, because he's got a new version out. That looks awesome, but I'm kind of in the market for maybe a two-person tent, and I'm just waiting to have a purpose to buy it. I don't really have any big hikes coming up to justify buying it. I did also get new trekking poles. As you guys know, I dropped my last ones off in Maine after I finished my hike and before I went home. These are the Comperdale. These are actually, I think, just under a pound, so they're a lot lighter than the ones I had on the AT, and they're pretty sturdy. I've hiked over 100 miles with them at this point, and they're pretty good. No complaints here. The handles, I don't really like cork, but these handles are like felt, and I don't love the texture. I think I like rubber a little bit better, but you know, they do the job. Oh, for food storage, I had a Ursack Major, so this is good for bears and mice and stuff. And you just shove this would fit about 5 days worth of food pretty well. Maybe 4 would be a bit more comfortable, but I just used this and it worked just fine. Instead of like trying to mess with the bear hangs, I got to camp at dark most of the time, so it's just really easy to like find a tree and tie it to a tree and call it good. For my pack, as you guys know, I carried a ULA Ohm small size, and I had a lot of issues with my stomach on the AT, and I think I was making some Reddit posts and Facebook posts, and I think that I was just the wrong size torso fit because the hip belt would sit on my belly button, and I think it needed to really ride down on my hip more than my stomach. So it's just like that constant pressure sitting on my stomach caused me a lot of uncomfort on the trail. So I went to Coasties, who lives like an hour and a half from me, and I borrowed his circuit pack. So this is it. Has a bigger literage, so it carries a weight more comfortably. And I like the circuit also because he's got this really cool, like, stretchy cordage on the outside. It's got the same mesh pocket. So I just stored all my rain gear in here, and then everything else inside the bigger pocket. And this is just a plastic bag that I picked up, I think in Monson, Maine, before I went into the 100-mile. But I think that's it. I also had a trowel, a bidet, 2 1-liter Smartwater bottles, and I hope I'm not missing anything. Oh. And then the leggings look like this that I wore. Excuse me. But they just have these really nice pockets right here. They stay up very well. They're comfortable, they're not see-through, and they're just warm. So I think that's it for all of the stuff. My other food stuff was a 750 milliliter Tokes pot, a regular isobutane gas can, and then a BRS stove. And then dinners were like rice and noodles and vegetables and CGP. And then breakfast was typically oatmeal with snacks throughout the day to fill up my calories that I needed. But I think that's it. Sorry, this one's a little bit scattered. I had a better one I already said, but anyways, thanks for watching. If you tagged along with my AT hike, thank you for that. If you watch any of my Pinhoti videos, thank you for that. And if you're watching this video out of all the AT videos coming out right now regarding their gear, I appreciate your view to the channel. I also have an Etsy shop, so you can check that out. I'll have the link below in the description. And then my email, if you want to email me anything, and all the other stuff will be below. But I'll probably include a gear list because this one's very crazy and I do apologize. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll probably respond to your comments. I have nothing else to do. I think that's it. So anyways, y'all have a great day. I love hiking in the winter. I've said it before, I'll say it again, but you can just see so much of the woods. Like, there's full foliage. I want to be able to see that creek down there. I want to be able to see all the trees I'm seeing. And the trail, just see the trail ahead. It's so nice. And people, I can see people coming my way. Granted, if I lived any further north, I'm sure I'd be miserable. Because, well, we had a warm flash, but it's getting cold again. There'd probably be snow. Maybe I would enjoy hiking in the snow after I learned how, but just so easy when there's no snow or ice. Just came from there. Went that way to begin with. This is the intersection to complete the loop. And I'm trying to figure out which way I'm going next. I know where to go. But do I want to go left or right? This is the initial kiosk. Real quick, I forgot to add a couple things to my pack / the last video talking about the gear, but I also brought a pair of camp shoes. I kind of wear these, but I think they're only 7 ounces. They're the Zero Shoes Z sandal. I brought a pair of headphones, but these aren't the ones because I broke the last pair. I brought this DCF bag with my 30,000 milliamp hertz watts power bank. Pulling it out right now. Strong. This bad boy. It's 1 pounder. Toothbrush, of course. Headlamp. You know, I stay night hiking. And then this is the multi-cord set. It's got USB-C, iPhone, and USB Type B. I think other than that is all the gear that I had. And I can't remember if I said it the second go around with the video, but the reason why I was carrying the circuit was to try out a medium-sized pack on instead of wearing the small ohm. In addition to that, I also don't know where my hip belts are. Whatever. That's another situation. But basically, years ago, REI sized me and said I was an extra small to small torso size. So that's the size pack that I ended up getting for my hike. However, are they parking? No, they're not. However, the whole time I was on the AT and even beginning the Pinhoti Trail, I had really bad stomach issues. Like, I just had really bad cramps the whole time. So, they would kind of set on around, like, afternoon into the evening, basically until I stopped hiking. And it was just, like, a daily thing. Some days were better than others, but I've actually, like, had to stop hiking early for the day a couple of times. And there's nothing worse than being really uncomfortable on trail and in a situation where you have no other choice but to keep going. So the Circuit is a medium-sized pack that I got from Coasty, and it actually worked really well. I wasn't wearing a fanny pack either on this hike, or on the Pinhoti when I did the 100-mile stretch there, and even on like this little 8-mile loop. But yeah, so I think I just have to start getting mediums from now on, but that is why I wore that pack instead of my own. With the sheer amount of gear that I have and just how bulky it is, and maybe I'm just not good at packing my pack even after 6-7 months of backpacking, the Circuit just carries the weight a lot better. I'm not worried if I'm going to be able to fit everything inside my pack. Like some days when I was leaving town, and it was also kind of like my fault for packing too much food, sending myself too much food in my resupply boxes, but there's just some times where I'm like, am I going to be able to carry this stuff right now? So that's another thing.